Not easy being the fastest quarterback you've never seen. I'll be right back. There's no quicker way to get into DFS. Play Super Draft today and see for yourself.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are rolling with the Tide. Spencer, Wayland, how y'all doing tonight?
Doing awesome, sir. Up top of the Reevely penthouse. Doing great.
Speaking of penthouse, Wayland, how you doing?
I'm above ground, like I always say.
Before we get started, if you're a wrestling fan, go on our YouTube page right now and watch the interview we did with AEW's Preston Vance and also the WWE Hall of Famer Jeff Jarrett. We did our picks for WrestleMania. If you're a wrestling fan, please go out there, support our channel, watch that. We got Jeff Jarrett, Preston Vance from AEW. We had a good time with comedian Jeremy Nunez. You probably know Jeremy from Amazon Prime's Who's With Me. He also was a former mayor. And, of course, WrestleCrap.com's legend, R.D. Reynolds. So go out there and support us. Make sure you hit the subscribe button right now. And if you're watching us on Facebook, like us because somebody needs to like me. And, Spencer, who we got on our show today?
Oh, it's a great honor, man. We're bringing in tonight, first time on CTS Sports Room, rolling with the Tide, the great, the legendary, rise up and roll Tide, brother. Yes, I said it backwards on purpose, brother. Welcome, sir.
Hey, thank you, man. It's a pleasure and an honor to be here with you guys tonight.
It's an honor to have you.
Well, I'll tell you what, Wayland, we've been talking to this guy. You three guys are pals. Y'all know each other.
Blue Ranch Gang, brother. Blue Ranch Gang, right here.
Yeah, man. Family, and you know.
Tell everybody about the Blue Ridge games so people don't know.
Well, that would be a Wayland. He's the president of the Blue Ridge Gang.
Wayland, tell people about the Blue Ridge game.
Blue Ridge Gang's just a bunch of us original guys that started out with TDA and Steven a long time ago when, you know, it was just a small show. Now it's a huge YouTube sensation. I mean, it's the hottest show on the streets. I mean, that's the way it is. And we just made an original pack, you know, some of us, you know, the first guys that were there. And that's, you know, that's what Steven and Mr. Bias wanted to do. So that's what we done. And here we are.
And loving every minute of it.
You know, that was so touching and moved my nipple. Any other touching stories you got, William?
Yeah, I'm on. Wait a minute.
Hold up. You know, I do have a touching story before we go to the dedication.
What was that?
I'm gonna need y'all's help on this one because I really don't understand it.
Don't bring up the Falcons. I swear to God,
it ain't even that.
I don't even want to talk about it.
My loving wife,
Mm-hmm.
she buys me a Alabama vibrator. So what the hell you think she's trying to say? I'm a D-head? What? I mean, you come over here, you push the little thing, and it goes vibrating. I mean, what's up with this? Now, it is cute. I have to give it that. It's cute.
So let me get it straight. Your wife doesn't use the vibrator. You do.
Well, she bought it for my head, so what does that tell you?
And I'm sure it does not know.
D-head comes to mind to me.
If you listen to if you listen to us on podcast, yes, his wife bought him a vibrator.
Yes, she did.
So speaking of moving stories, Wayland, let's go ahead and get to our dedication.
What you want me to dedicate?
Oh, I'm sorry, Spencer. Yep. Brainiacs all look alike.
We can't. It is my great honor to dedicate tonight's show to the dust-off pilots of the Vietnam War. They were heroic as hell. The image, accompanied by the Pacific sound of a Bell UH-1, or as we know it, a Huey, flying over the jungle, suppressing enemy fire, deploying soldiers, or evacuating wounding soldiers, made them an instant target. It wasn't until Vietnam War that the ideal of a helicopter ambulance corps was fully developed. The dust-off men, the medics, and the pilots who rushed into the hot zone and willing to risk their lives to rescue as many soldiers as they could, the medics and crew chief would jump out into live fire to load up casualties into the helicopters. The name Dust-Off Pilots comes from a call sign of the 57th Medical Detachment in Vietnam War in 1962. The dust-off men earned universal respect among Vietnam War servicemen due to their sacrifices and capabilities to act under such pressure. And to all these fine gentlemen, I salute you. Over to you, Joey.
That was touching. My dad fought in Vietnam.
Did he?
Yeah. So the Vietnam War was all. Matter of fact, I know a guy named George. I talked to him pretty much twice a week, and he fought in the first battle in the Vietnam War. Very first battle.
I'll salute him too.
Yeah, he actually the battle from We Were Soldiers. People who don't know history, the movie We Were Soldiers, go watch that movie. It talks about the first battle in the Vietnam War. He actually fought in that battle. So it's good stuff. Vietnam was a rough time. Wayland, you know anybody who fought in the Vietnam War?
I worked with a bunch of them. MIAs, POWs. Tom Posey's passed away. James Hoops is 78. He was in that first group of troops that hit the ground over in Vietnam. I worked with him for years. He's still alive. The most of them are passed away now, but there's a few of them still left. I worked with a bunch of them.
How about you, Roll Tide Rise Up?
Yeah, actually, two uncles. One on my mom's side and one on my dad's side was in Vietnam. So they both passed on.
Oh, for real? They both passed on?
Yes. Yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that, man.
Please share the story with them. I love to dedicate a show to them if you don't mind.
Yeah. If you at home got somebody that you want us to share their story on, please email us at ctsinterviewroom@gmail.com or send a message to Spencer's Facebook page. How can they reach you on your Facebook page, Spencer?
Spencer Reevely, SpencerRievley on Facebook, or just do a comment on our show either during or afterwards, and I'll rewatch them just see if I got a comment. And I'll be more than happy to dedicate a show to your special loved one.
There you go. I mean, it can be somebody from the military, police officer, paramedic,
fireman, any first responder.
Okay.
Hell, we're even do teachers.
Spence, I got someone for you.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Spence, I have someone special for you to send to you.
Man, you're going to hook up after the show and we'll get the story and all that. And we'll make it happen, sir.
So Spencer,
right.
do you want to go ahead to our first topic, or do you want to go to Auburn news? Which one do you want to do?
I don't give a flying about Auburn, so I'm going to leave that up to you if you
Auburn.
can go to Auburn news.
Let's go to Auburn news. All right, we called it.
I guess that's it, because I ain't none.
That was it.
All right. So Alabama.com asked the question: can Auburn find a role for all 6 tight ends this season? Brad Bedell believes so. Well, I'm here to say you can, because keeping up with the tradition of celebrating all the time in the shower, I believe you can find every role you find every role that every tight end needs in the shower. Ladies and gentlemen, that was our edition of Auburn News. It would have been good if I could. It would have been good if I couldn't stop laughing. Everybody was like, "Man, this guy's handicapped."
That's called a time. Thank you.
So go ahead. You take over. What we talking about today?
Well, basically, I'm just curious, Joe, if you got any questions about Pro Day.
Pro Day. I don't know. I don't got no questions. I'm wondering
no questions. Let me ask Roll Tide Rise Up this. How do you think LeBron Ray did during the Pro Day events?
I think Ray did pretty well. Actually, I think all of our guys did better than I kind of fared them to do. But I think LeBron Ray, he, as Coach Saban would say, created a little value for himself in his Pro Day. So
he did. On his cone drills where he showed out the most with his footwork. He did by the film I even watched. I'm like, ooh, look, where was this? Look at him go. He did awesome. I mean, he did awesome.
Oh, I do have one question. Did Slade Bowden get faster? When it's 7.3,
he did not get
40 yard dash.
Come on, man, give the man some credit.
yeah.
I gave him credit. He ran a faster 40 than I did. That's credit.
You've been ugly again. You've been ugly again.
Listen, I think if Slade get with the right team, he will definitely make his mark, i.e. New England. You know, that's a good spot for him.
I Slade Bowden got to go to New England.
Their system. They you know, New England.
Because he's white. Because he's white.
No, not because he's white. It had to do with being white. It's just a good system for him.
Patriots have a history of getting good wide receivers that are white. Is that it?
No. Well.
Yeah.
No, actually. You think about New England, they don't really go for the high price guy. I think Randy Moss is the most outrageous name I can think of when I think of New England, but they're under the radar team. You think mediocre, but hey, look at the championships they have. That speaks for results. So
Gene Seahawks was a half price player.
Who's that?
Gene Seahawks.
I thought Seattle played with Seattle for some reason.
Gene Seahawks played with the Patriots after he left the Chargers and the Dolphins.
The Chargers, okay. Well, see, he killed himself too, didn't he?
That's what happens when you play for the Patriots.
He left that sunny West.
What, too soon? Is it too soon? It's been a while. We can talk about it.
Wayland, teach them about the Patriots, what kind of players they're looking for. Educate these young men.
Bunch of assholes.
That speaks for itself.
Yo, how many
You
championships
can't
have you got
argue
since
with it.
Tom Brady left?
Look
You
on
can't
back.
argue with it.
Look at all them trophies. Boy, don't that make you jealous?
Yeah, I can't say that about our Falcons. So,
Hey, we're not gonna talk about the Falcons. I don't got. I'm emotionally unstable to talk about the Falcons.
All right. Well, let's talk
Speaking
about
of
the
Falcons, can you believe how bad they?
We're talking
Go
about
ahead. Go ahead, Spencer.
Go ahead, Wayland.
Go ahead.
Oh,
Rise up. Rise up.
I just wanted to thank everybody for coming out to Pro Day. You know, all the autographs and pictures I took.
oh
you know,
yeah.
we had a little disturbance there, but you know, security took care of it. But anyway, we had a good day. I think all that stuff. That's all I can say. Go
What
ahead.
was the charity you're sharing that money with on them signatures, Wayland?
Well, it was $9.99. We had a little trouble in the back there, but I got it took care of. You know, every Pro Day went great, you know, as far as I'm concerned. So y'all just let her rip.
Well, Joy, what Rise Up was trying to say is the Patriots play control offense. They need receivers and tight ends that can go out and play the hard catches, knowing they're going to get the crap knocked out of them, but they're willing to do that. And Slade Bolden is that type of player who will go out there knowing he's about to get laid out, but he will catch the ball. That's what he's trying to say.
And move those chains and get those chains moved. Yes, sir.
Yep.
If you just get faster. Just saying. This ain't college.
All right.
This ain't college.
Well, since Joey ain't going to talk about it, I am, because I am proud of
ask me
him.
what you want. What do you want me to talk about? Ask me. What? You want to talk about
Mathis.
Mathis? Oh, about the D-line?
Yeah, he stood up.
No,
He stood up and become a man.
He basically said that he want them to get the butt in gear. That's all. I mean, hey, it's time to. Look, I'm not gonna be here. I'm going to the NFL. And you're gonna see me say bye-bye in the second round. I'm going to somewhere. I'm going bye-bye. It's time for you guys. Hey, step it up. Time to go. Another national championship.
Roll Tide, rise up. Would you please talk about the importance of what he did, standing up?
What more important is? Well, before that, we got a chat in the room. Hold on. Oh, it's our friend Justin Riley. Hold on. You don't necessarily have to be the fastest if you run clean routes and catch the ball. You have that Slade. You have a job too. You're a banker. You're not
exactly what I said.
You're not a pro scout, Justin.
Banker? Is he a banker?
He's a banker.
I don't want him to count my money.
Go ahead, rise up. Go ahead,
rise up. Tell them the importance of what Mathis did.
Basically, lighting the fire on those guys, man. Listen, I'm with Wayland when it comes to the defense. When it comes to Golden, I know everybody have their own take on it, but ever since you going back 3 years, we've been on the decline. We have the talent. Why we can't put it together, I don't know. It's word. But what Mathis did is what I don't know what he did during the season, but did that during this season, and maybe it would have sparked some. I don't know, because the talent we have, there's no way we should be getting pressure. It shouldn't just be Will Anderson. It shouldn't just be Dallas Turner coming in when somebody get injured. There's too much talent on that team for us to play as mediocre, or for those guys to play as mediocre as they have been. In my humble opinion, I'm not a coach and I'm not an expert, but
Roll Tide, rise up. That was an opinion. You just stated facts.
I mean, we all see it.
We see it.
And I don't question. Go ahead.
Justin's just threatened to come on our show. Justin, you got the link in your Facebook Messenger. Nobody's scared of you. But he did. Mathis had no problem playing motivated. You could count on him playing like a dog every game. Well, there you go. Look, I say second round. Spencer says before the show, he said second round. Wayland, what do you think? Second round?
Yeah, he'll go the second or third round. I think more like. I think maybe the third. I don't know. He was a good player in Alabama, but how much racket did he really make?
Roll Tide, rise up. What do you think?
I'm saying the second rounder. Don't go if he. People get tired of what they say, the Alabama fatigue. We're sending guys left and right. But again, what Wayland just said, how much ruckus did he cause this past season? So that film means a lot.
Yep, it does.
Those stats mean a lot.
All right. During all this game right here, I am very curious. Wayland, did you watch? I know you was over there busy signing autographs and everything. So I don't know if you had much time to actually see everything going on the field there. Did you get to hear any of Nick Saban's interview that he did?
No, I didn't listen. I listened to parts of it on YouTube. It was just, he was pleased. The way the pro day went, he was pleased with a lot of people, the things they done. I thought he sort of, was in a good mood there. I think he was pretty well pleased with how it went. So he didn't have a whole lot of negative to say. I don't know if y'all listened to it or not.
Nick Saban didn't have nothing negative to say?
Well, he's always got something to say, but he wasn't, screaming at the reporters like he always does. Seemed like it would, pretty well, the way he talked. So, I don't know.
So, Wayland, why do you think he had his starting quarterback out there throwing all the passes to these receivers, that he might throw his shoulder out or not, or is this a game play for what's to come?
Game play. What's to come?
It's the more throws you can get, the better. The more practice it is, the better you are. And I don't think he's going to throw his shoulder out what he was, the passes they were throwing there. But he's there. He's the Heisman Trophy winner. So, he's the man. That's the way it is.
Roll Tide, rise up. What you think?
Hold on. He made Slade Bowden look fast. Go ahead, Rise.
Oh, no.
Go ahead, Rotad.
Can you guys see me?
Yeah, I can see.
Yeah, we can see you.
Okay, because something happened on my screen. I'm like, what the heck? Okay. But
did you hear the question?
What was the question? I'm sorry, because I was trying to figure.
I was talking about Wayland's over there taking all that money up over there at that table at Pro Day, and I asked him if he got to listen to what Nick Saban said during the interview, and he said he was too busy counting his money and he didn't get a chance to.
Oh.
So then I asked, right. So then I go, what do you think Nick Saban's ploy was to having Bryce out there throwing all them passes when he could have made a little mistake and threw a shoulder out or something? What do you think the ploy was of Nick Saban? Because he was.
Roll Tide, rise up before you answer that. Hold that thought. Somebody accepted my challenge. Ladies and gentlemen, from the Bama Standard.
Oh, no.
Justin Riley.
Who's?
Hey, it's WrestleMania week, so when the challenges are thrown out there, I'm gonna accept them, brother.
Who's behind curtain?
That's right, Spencer.
All right, well, now we got to get the Roll Tide rise up his, because I'm curious his answer to this and what he thinks Nick Saban's ploy was having Bryce Young out there throwing all them passes.
I'm kind of like Wayland on this one. The more the mirror, the practice you can get, the better. But he want to make his guys look good also, Bryce can put the ball where it needs to be put. So, hey, let's make these guys look good. Up a little stock, maybe take them up a spot or two in the draft. That's what I think he was doing. I don't think he really worried about Bryce, injuring himself or anything of that nature. So,
Justin, what do you think?
Man, listen to piggyback off of what Roll Tide and Rise Up just said. It's nothing more than practice reps. Practice reps don't hurt. If anything, makes it better. And you want your draft eligible guys looking right. I mean, and plain and simple. And who better to do that than the Heisman Trophy winner? And he's going to put the ball where it's supposed to be, and he's going to give those coaches an accurate look at these guys. And you want Slade to look good. Right now, he's projected to be a late round guy. You know, if that ball is being placed in the right windows and in the right places, you know, it can make a difference in where he's drafted. So, yeah, I don't see any negative. I don't see any other ploy other than that.
Well, I kind of looked at it. I was actually laughing. I said, look at Nick out there. He's up there showing them what's coming next year. The man's dropping it on a dime. He had a couple of missed throws in that last game he played, but right now he's dropping it on a dime, and he's just trying to give a warning to everybody.
He was running for his life too, in that last game. I mean, also too, he didn't necessarily have receivers that could catch the ball at that point in the game. He had a lot of self-absorbed wide receivers. They were more worried about when's it my turn rather than next man up. I'm not going to point anybody out at Jai Hall. Is that out loud?
Hey, Nick Saban Jr., Roll Tide.
Roll Tide, sir. No Tide, rise up. I got another question coming up for you, sir. We have this great wide receiver transfer from Georgia, Jeremy Burton. What do you think about him during spring practice so far?
Right, Roll Tide, rise up. How you commenting? You're on the show too.
He's good.
I had to speak to my fellow Blue Ridge gang people, so we're here.
More importantly, Joey, why are you interrupting him?
So is Justin Riley. He's part of the crew too. So,
hey, where's my wrench? Do I have to get some pixel art and put it up there so I can be counted as a Blue Ridge guy?
You got the president right there beside you, so you got to talk to him.
Yeah. We'll discuss this at a later, convene. Thank you.
At our next meeting. All right, cool.
Yeah,
Good deal.
As far as Jermaine Burton goes, from what I'm hearing,
yes.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. Rise up.
As far as he goes, from what I'm hearing, doing everything that he needs to do and proving himself and maybe his worth by coming over to Alabama in the portal. And if he can stay healthy, I think we have another phenomenal wide receiver on our hands.
Well,
and,
hold on. I don't think he's going to be like the next Julio Jones or freaking
who can
Williams. Last season he only had 497 yards, and he only did that with a quarterback. But however, he was on national championship team. However, I think he will double that. He will double that, but I think the expectations of him being this damn 2,000-yard running back, 2,000-yard wide receiver is really going crazy. If people don't think he's going to be like this damn superstar or something, he's going to be a helping hand for Alabama.
All right, Wayland, I'll get your input before I go off on this one. Go ahead, sir.
Me too.
Well, most all of our people that's come through the portal, look how they've helped the football team. I know, James Williams. I mean, we've had, Nick's going to utilize what he's, they want the NIL, the portal. They throwed it at him, so he's going to utilize. He's getting the players. He knows what he's doing. So, they may not be the biggest superstar on the field, but they'll contribute to the football team. Just watch and see. They'll be a big help.
Yes. What have you seen on him, Mr. Burton?
Okay, well, first of all, Joey, in regards to your statement, the offensive philosophy that he was a part of at Georgia didn't really allow him to do more than what you saw, in the stat column.
Thank you.
They are basically running that 1995 Wisconsin offense where ground and pound, occasionally toss it to the tight end or maybe get to wide receiver, and relying heavily on their defense. So he's coming to a new philosophy where we air it out and we put receivers in position to be stars. And we saw J-Mo come in and do that right off the bat. Jermaine could do that. He's got the skill set. When he actually had the ball thrown to him, he proved that he could do a little something. Now, the biggest thing I'm hearing about him coming over, he already has that leadership aspect. That he's speaking life into these guys. He's got them focused. He's got them locked in. He's doing and saying the right things. He's already got it up here. You know, he's focused on winning the championship. And so that's the biggest thing I'm seeing from him. And he's helping out these young guys.
You sound sexy with that damn fucking microphone. Where you get that microphone?
Your wife.
There you go.
No, but this guy has the right mentality, and it's pouring into these other guys, and he's going to further weed out guys like Ajay Hall who have the wrong mindset. Matter of fact, right now, it's not just Jermaine Burton showing up in practice. You got these young guys, these spring enrollees. Kendrick Law, for instance, he's showing out. So if Ajay doesn't get his self together, he's going to find himself, over at some NIIA school soon because they're going to push him out.
Nick Saban Jr. said they look like the old Bama. Well, okay. Go ahead.
Well, he did say that, but my biggest thing with Jeremy Burton is I'm going to put it out here right now. He's going to be the next Amari Cooper for Alabama. He has the same skill set, same foot movement, and the same hands as Amari did. And I'm telling you, the man's going to show out this coming year that way. But like Justin said, the biggest thing he's bringing in that I'm most impressed with is the leadership and willing to teach the younger guys and teach the older guys that was there last year who didn't want to put in 100% what it will take, why Georgia won it and we didn't. I know I hate to say it, but it's facts.
Now that's opinion.
It sucks, and I'm still hurting over it. But anyway, that's just the way it is.
Want to talk about it?
I don't either.
Yeah, a little Dr. Phil session. Why are you angry?
I was with Joey.
Yeah,
Anyway,
I will say this. If he does do it, it's not going to be because he's like this top-notch. He has Bryce Young. I mean.
Yeah, he has Bryce Young. He has Bryce Young, but the man's got the skill set too. He's got the hands, he's got the speed, he's got the mental side working for him. He's an all-around player.
Thank you.
Look. I hope I'm wrong. I hope he becomes this superstar. I hope he makes millions of dollars in the NFL. I'm usually not wrong. However, I could be wrong.
And I hope you get wallpaper in that room you grew up in.
If you want to bring the job in, I got your medicine right here.
Those CTS.
This is that CTS budget right here, y'all.
Remember,
My kids are going to private school next year. I can't afford nothing.
remember, if we don't have an offensive, you're not going to have anything.
Thank you.
You're right on that. Yeah.
Will you please tell Arthur Blank that? Because he hasn't figured that out in the last 20 years.
Oh, well.
Exactly.
Wayland,
I don't want to talk about the Falcons.
moving forward.
Speaking of, real quick,
Go ahead,
speaking of offensive line, a question was asked to Javion Cohen today. Where do you feel like that y'all need to improve the most? Very simple answer: everywhere. So these guys know the assignment. If they can't get it done again, don't expect these great receivers we have to have a banner year. Don't expect Bryce Young to have Heisman-like numbers. If we can't protect this man, and I'm sorry, giving up 39 sacks is unacceptable.
I agree.
But it looks like we had the right offensive line coach in there right now. He's a dog. I mean, this guy was a Joe Moore Award finalist, and he did it at Kentucky. That's saying something. He doesn't quite have the talent that you would at Alabama. So for him to do it at Kentucky, that speaks volumes of who he is as a coach.
Well, moving on to the all help in all the right directions here. Wayland, what do you think about Toa Toa?
Hold on. Nick Saban. Nick Saban.
You gonna make me shush you again?
Don't shush me no more. Why are
man.
you talking about my hometown, Phoenix City, Alabama?
Yeah, nobody usually talks about Phoenix City. Oh, sorry.
They suck at Our new
that's what I
offensive
agree.
line coach is from Phoenix City.
That is true.
Yeah.
Hey, all the greats from Alabama are from Phoenix City. Jeremiah Castile, Eddie Lowe, Woodard Lowe, Trantis Luke. Phoenix City, Alabama, baby. We represent. I miss you, Phoenix City. And Justin, you can stick that blue wrench up your ass.
Don't,
There we go.
what? Don't make me call Stephen Smith on this damn show.
Oh, Nick Saban. Oh, don't call Stephen Smith.
I'm going to have to call Will Smith on his ass. What you talking about?
Stephen Smith. I don't want to. I'll bring Stephen Smith on here. Hey, Nick Saban Jr. from Phoenix City. Nick Saban Jr. What part of you don't have to give me your address. Just what part of Phoenix City are you from?
If you need to know, call him.
Yeah. Don't give whereabouts live on air.
Well, no. You can say I live by the 280 bypass. I know what part that is. You can say I live by the Burger King on Stadium Drive. I know what part of that is. You know.
Yeah, it's probably the only Burger King.
Subdivision. Don't say Silver Lake or Bridgewater, because everybody from Southside.
Southside.
See?
Well, yeah.
All you gotta do is say South. I know you from Southside. Okay. Damn.
Go ahead, Spencer. He's rambling.
Well, that's all right. Since Joey done messed up all Toa's question, I'm going to go right straight to Justin, because this one I've been wanting to ask him I didn't get to last time. That's still in my notes I want to ask you.
Yeah.
What do you feel or not feel the importance of having Cox on as the tight ends coach, and that's his only job? Is we finally got a coach dedicated to our tight ends on offense. Finally. What's your feelings about that?
I think he's a guy that's got the right kind of attitude, and to be honest with you, he has the right guys in there right now. So he's not going to really have to do a whole lot of coaching. I think he's got the guys who know where they're supposed to be, what they're supposed to be doing. They know the assignments. You've got the cancer out of there. That's Jaleel Billingsley. That's the biggest point of it all. You got Cameron Latu, who's a leader. Is he fast as you want him to be? Is he fast as some of these other guys that we're accustomed to, like Billingsley can be, or as some of the other guys? No, but he gets the job done. He just needs to work on catching the ball, securing it, not letting it go like he did last year. But that'll be fixed. That's no big deal. Question is, who is number 2 going to be? So, and from what I'm understanding, Amari Nablack is going to be another O.J. Howard. So if that's the case, we're in good shape. And like I said, these kids already had the right mindset. So all he really has to do is just step in and just direct them where they're supposed to be.
Wayland, with your history, and you're like me, we've been part of Alabama for more years than we want to admit.
Well, he just called you old.
Well, we are old. I can't help it. I'm proud of it. Seasons is what I called it.
Seasoned.
Or as my wife calls me, pickled upside. That's a whole different story for another day. But anyway, with our history at Alabama using our tight ends, what do you think the importance of having a dedicated coach to them is now?
Well, it's very important. I mean, the tight ends are a crucial part of Alabama's success in the past and the present too. And Nick Saban, I mean, you can name tight end after tight end, but take all night to do it. But they're a very important role. You've got to have a good tight end, especially one that can block. That's the main thing. What they taught us in high school. You got to block, and then be able to run those routes. And if he'd had a little speed last year, I think he'd have probably been in the end zone. He was lacking a little bit of speed there on the tight end side. That'd have been O.J. Howard. He'd have been in the end zone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of O.J. Howard, Roll Tide Rise Up. How great do you think O.J. Howard would have been in college if he had his own position coach going on with him?
I don't know. Well, OJ would have been like I don't want to say Kyle Pitts, but Kyle Pitts, Yeah,
I mean, agree because he was great.
Basically, the best way to put that is he'd be a game changer. Game changer.
Yes.
Exactly.
So, as a group, do you think we're finally going to be able to use our tight ends and start using them and moving forward? Maybe.
I don't think it's so much as a problem of not being able to use them. I just think having the right mindset from those guys. And yes, now that the cancer is gone, you're gonna see a big improvement. And if the offensive line upgrades like they should under Wolford, then we'll be able to see more packages with the ball going to the tight end.
All right, let me cut to the chase then, Justin.
Wolford the man.
Do you think that now, since we have a tight end position coach dedicated to them, we have great tight ends, great talents there, that our offensive coordinator will finally use them?
Well, yeah, like I said, it all depends on how well the offensive line progresses. If they go back to playing to the Bama Standard of offensive line, then yes, you're going to see more uses of the tight end. You're going to see them in more packages. You're going to see more plays designed to go specifically to them. I think Bill O'Brien was limited or handcuffed last year because there's only so much you can do when you have an offensive line that you can trust.
I like how you fit the Bama Standard in there. That was good marketing.
Every Tuesday night.
Let me get my cry towel for you. Anyway, Roll Tide Rise Up. Feeding off of what Justin was just talking about, the offensive line, we're not sure what we're going to have, but if they played like anything like they did last year, how important do you think Gibbs' role is going to be? Georgia Tech transfers running back.
If our line played like we did last year, Gibbs is going to be a major factor, for the simple fact that you can throw the ball to him out the backfield. Just a quick little route out, kind of like McClellan, where he got injured, you know. So someone you can get the ball to in their hands quickly and let them do what they do. Brian Robinson wasn't that guy. He was a pound runner, you know. You give him the ball and he pounded. But please don't let our line be like it was last year. I'm begging, please, praying to God, please. But just so happens if it does, Gibbs will be the game changer in that aspect. But then again, after 1 or 2, 3 games, people are gonna realize what we're doing, and then they'll shut that down. So that offensive line is key. It's mandatory. It has to be better. It has to gel, or we're gonna be up creek.
Exactly.
We're gonna be up the creek without a pedal.
You mean Snoop Dogg? Wayland? You mean Snoop Dogg down there? Go ahead, Wayland.
Shut up.
Shush. You say shut up. There we go. We're good.
Whoa.
We got the shush and the shut up game.
Man.
Y'all lucky y'all older than me.
Man, Willie Nelson getting angry down there.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Go ahead, Wayland.
Go ahead.
Well, what I was going to ask you, Wayland, feeding off of what Roll Tide Rise Up was talking about, using Gibbs out of the backfield if our line is not up to par, I kind of have to disagree because he is quick. He's got great hands, great movement. But to me, he ain't got the size to be a great blocker. So if them linemen ain't blocking like they didn't last year, they're going to have to put somebody else in there to help out Bryce. I think we'll lose his talents if our offensive line ain't blocking. What do you think?
He'll be non-existent. It's what he'll be. We had 5 deep to 6 deep, just like Justin knows. I know everybody knows in this channel, in the running back room last year, and we got down to a linebacker and beat Rob.
Right.
Well, we got hold on, Justin, before you go, hold that thought. We got a question from Nick Saban Jr. How do you all feel about Leary? Does he break out or is it JoJo? Roll Tide Rise Up.
I don't know. That's a great question. With the line last year, we didn't get to see what either guy can really, really do. So I hear the speed is tit for tat between the two.
Mm-hmm.
Looking at high school film, and that's all I really have to go on, I would say Leary a little bit more than JoJo. But I don't know, to be honest with you. Great question. I don't have the answer for that one. I'm not sure.
Put some weight on them. They need a little weight on them. Need a little bit more oomph. They're fast. Put a little weight on them, man. They look like my little finger.
All right, Justin, go ahead. Justin, go ahead with your thoughts.
Well, to answer
Your
Nick
original
Saban,
thought.
yeah. Well, to answer Nick Saban Jr.'s question real quick, it really all comes down to who gets the hot hand first. Whoever can get in that driver's seat and not look back when it comes to those two. Like Roll Tide and Rise Up said, JoJo and Leary, speed, they can match each other. There's no question. If you look at their high school film, those are two guys that could take over the course of a game by themselves. Just go back and watch. It's absolutely amazing. But as far as Gibbs' effectiveness, if that offensive line is not able to open up running lanes and allow our running game to be more balanced, there's only so long that we're going to be able to use Gibbs before defenses key on it and they adjust to it. You cannot be one-dimensional in the SEC. We're a pro-ready conference, and it's pretty easy to figure things out and snuff it out. So if you can't be balanced, there is only so much you can do with Gibbs.
Yeah. I have to agree with that totally. My biggest thing with it is I would go, if you're going to do a streaker down the field or a post pattern, I'd rather see Leary. Now, if you're going to need some quick slants, I like to see Jojo Earl because his cutting abilities, I like going back to his high school film, Roll Tide and Rise Up. He can make people miss. If you saw some of his kickoff returns and punt returns, so you put him in a slant, if he don't get his head taken off right when he catches it, that man can be gone. And we've had a couple of players like that with us in the past.
Jojo Earl going to be
right.
You talk about his punt returns and kickoff. He's fast. I don't think anybody can catch him. They can catch Slade Bowden though.
All right.
Why are you dogging on Slade? Why are you doing that? Man, listen, you don't. Like I said in my comments earlier, sometimes it doesn't come down to who's the fastest. If you can run those clean routes and you can make those crucial catches when they need it the most, you're going to have a job for a long time. Matter of fact, more than likely he'll be going to New England. And somebody who mirrors him, Wes Welker, was he a burner? Absolutely not. But he got the job done, and he played a long time in the NFL, Pro Bowls, All-Pro, all that stuff. So you don't have to be the fastest. Jerry Rice did not clock in the fastest time when he played in the NFL. So don't get hung up on speed.
Coming from Nick Saban Jr. again, will special teams play a part with getting the hot hand? I think it will. What do you think, Roll Tide, Rise Up?
Yeah, if we can get it going. If you take no, I can't. I'm drawing a blank right now. Young man in Miami, right? We had a couple of years or so back.
Jalen
Special
Waddle.
teams, he was killing them. Waddle, yes, Waddle,
Yeah.
And that transferred into the offensive side of things when he got on the offensive side of the ball. So I think it will, or it can, depending on the player.
Speaking of Waddle, why is the Dolphins doing better than the Falcons? I don't want to talk about it. Go ahead. Nick Saban Jr. comes with us again. Clean route and separation is all you need. And
thank you.
Spencer, you got a vibrator from your wife. I don't want to hear it.
Well, that's beside the point.
Wait, what?
What
in the
I can't help it, you're jealous. I can't help it, you're jealous.
This segment brought to you by Fantasyland.
We're starting to run out of time here, so I'm wanting to get this question. I'm going to run around the table here. I'm going to end it up with Wayland because I have a good idea what he's going to say. But to start with you, first time being on the show here.
Wait a minute.
I know you're going to have to listen so you can get your thoughts straight there. Yeah, you just got them straight. Good
Speaking
job.
of Snoop Dogg.
Yeah. The signing days now. Do you think that our signing days are pretty much lost its luster because we have early signing day and all that? Because I remember when you could tune in to the University of Alabama website, you had the cheerleaders with a screen there showing the sign when somebody signed. It was a big event. Now it's like the main signing day is crap. So, What do you think on this with the early signing day? Do you think it's took any luster away from it?
It has taken the luster. The early signing day is the main signing day, for the last year or two. The main signing day, you might have a few holdouts, but the early signing day is the main signing. That's the one that's getting all the attention now. So, you know, it is what it is, I guess. I'm actually, to be honest with you, I'm looking for the early signing days. You know, the main one, I'm like, who's off on the board? Who's on the board? Okay, well, I see where he goes, but the early signing day is the signing day.
Justin?
Well, a couple of things. The early sign day is usually when we get the bulk of our guys signed. So when the actual sign day does, we've already got the majority of it taken care of. So there's not a whole lot of eyeballs on what Alabama's doing at that point. You know, if somebody pops up on the radar, great. But I think it needs to be one signing day, and it needs to be after the season, because I think too much emphasis is taken away from the actual season and focusing on the season, and the coaches focusing on the season and focused on signing day. You know, it's already been made a huge spectacle. I honestly don't think these kids should be treated like pro players, you know, to start out with before they've even played a snap in college football. But if you're going to do it, if you're going to make the big spectacle of it, make it be after the season and have it one-time event, and let all the excitement and luster happen then.
Wayland?
Well, you got to remember, Magic Johnson got picked on a coin toss.
True.
In 1979. So it's came a long way, but it's not like it was. No, it's just, you know, everything changes. Everything's changed. So.
Speaking of that, Wayland, are you watching that series on HBO Max about that very thing?
Well, I remember it. That's the sad part about it.
You got HBO Max, Justin?
Yeah, man. If you have AT&T internet, yeah, it's free.
Well, hang on. We got another chat real fast, and then we got to close out. Here we go. Nick Saban Jr. This one's going to Justin. One more question: Do we get the offensive lineman from Vanderbilt? Justin, take that one.
Me, to be honest with you, I'm not particularly thrilled about the guy. He's at Vanderbilt for a reason. I'm not trying to take anything away from it at all, but you know, it's called a spade a spade. I mean, he's there for a reason, and I think we have talent already there, and now we have the right coach in place to develop that talent and get us back to where we belong. Having a guy from Vandy isn't necessarily going to make us any better. Like I said, I'm not trying to talk bad about the guy. I'm not buying into the hype they're trying to make us believe is surrounding the man.
He's smart.
Go ahead, Wayland.
All I'm going to say is that when you go to Vanderbilt, you have to be smart. So maybe he'll bring some smarts with him for the offensive line. You ever thought about that?
Well, that's true. Raise the great point.
Rise up.
I said Spencer.
Spencer. Go ahead, rise up.
You have to know the play.
Yeah. I'm kind of with Wayland. I'm with Justin and Wayland both. I really never heard of a guy until we start, you know, talking about him here in the last month or so.
Yeah.
But like Wayland said, maybe he can bring some high IQ football smarts and to the team. He has some experience. So we'll see. You know, we'll see.
I just think there's a lot more.
On my side of it, Joey, hopefully coming from Vanderbilt and being so intelligent, maybe he can help put them smarts in the rest of our offensive line to how to block, who to block, where to block. I hope. I mean, I'm not hyped on him because I don't know the man. I'm sorry, I don't.
Well,
I even tried to look up high school film on him.
Nick Saban Jr. says he thought the same thing. We have enough talent at Alabama wants to see. All right, so we got to close it up. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't want to watch 3rd and 3 on Tuesdays, which I don't know why you wouldn't, go to the #1 Alabama show on YouTube, the Bama Standard. Ladies and gentlemen, Justin, what's going on the Bama Standard next week?
Well, first of all, if you happen to miss this week's show, we had Trent Richardson on Tuesday night. We talked about Pro Day. We talked about the Ajah Hall situation, and he gave his thoughts on it. We also talked about his involvement in the new FAM League, which is a pro football league in Mexico. He's playing, he's coaching, he's involved on the business side of things. Definitely an interesting show. Go back and watch it. Next week, we are excited to have one of the hardest hitting linebackers in the Saban era. We're going to have Christian Miller with us. So tune in for the end of that. That's on my channel, the Justin Riley Network, 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern. Don't want to miss that. We could have another guest as well, still working on it.
And ladies and gentlemen, don't remember 10 o'clock tonight, 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. You got the Stingray Show. Heath Hawkins and Stingray are going to represent. I guess you want to consider it live. They got a big guest. I forgot who the guest was because I didn't write it down. Stingray don't let me know these things. But I did get confirmed. That Mickey James from the WWE and JBL will be on the Stingray Show April 6th. So check that show out. It's a great show, the Stingray Show, Tide 100.9. Catch it on Thursdays and Saturdays.
Stingray's guest tonight is Chris Doering, former Florida wide receiver and current Chris Doering.
How do you know? How do you know it now? I don't know.
Listen, man, when you're now considered a major part of sports media, like the Bama Standard is, you know things. I don't know if you know this, sir, but I'm kind of a big deal.
You sound like
People know me.
You sound like you've been working a strip
Two.
I need that microphone.
Now, coming to the stage.
Roll Tide rides up. So did you have a good time tonight?
I can hear you. I'm sorry, sir.
Did you have a good time tonight?
Oh man, I had a great time. If you guys allow me to be back, I will come back.
Oh, we would love you to have back.
So we'd love for you to come back. I know Wayland had a good time, Mr. Snoop Dogg. Spencer, go ahead and close. Battleway 33. Like I said, if you don't want to watch the Bama Standard live, you can watch the 33 live. We got Stingray coming back. It's going to be fun. Don't forget, you can watch the wrestling special with AEW's Vance Preston and Preston Vance and Jeff Jarrett, WWE Hall of Famer. With that said, Spencer, go ahead and close us out.
Well, I just want to thank every one of y'all. Justin,
Wayland, you
I
got
enjoyed
something to
your
say?
show on the
Well,
Bama Standard the other night.
hold on, Wayland.
Hey, no. You
Wait a
give it to
second.
me. I'm
Do
trying
y'all
to make
notice
my
that
man
he's always
talk here.
interrupting everybody?
Yeah, he does. You know how to do? You know,
Good Lord.
Wheel on him. We're going to have to wheel that butt up right there. But anyway.
He's
Justin,
over there
I'm
wearing
serious.
his discount auto parts shirt with it says Earl on his name tag, wearing his Top Gun glasses in his room he grew up in. Just interrupting everybody.
Spencer, do not take me off the screen.
Hey, yeah, that's what I thought.
Man, wait, a bunch of viewers just jumped in now.
Anyway, Justin, no, seriously though, I got to watch that one with Trent
Yeah.
and Bo. It was awesome, man. You did a great job on that one.
Thank you,
If
sir.
anybody out there gets a chance to watch his Bama Standards, I recommend it highly. Top notch, great job. Not like Joey, is a great job there. And Rise Up, man,
I like that.
I'm sorry, I gotta get rid of him again. Pro Tide, rise up. Anytime, man. Just let me know when, brother. I'll have you back any day. Wayland, President.
Let me know, brother.
And Joey, see you later, brother. I'll let you back on now. Come on.
Oh,
That was awesome.
thank
How's that power feel?
Ladies and gentlemen, we are